The big news today, Gronkowski told the Patriots he wanted to come back, but he wanted to come back playing for the Bucs with his buddy Tom Brady. So they made the trade. You heard what the specifics are. And now let's bring in our good friend Bart Scott, part of the duo of Bart and former friend of the show, Alan Hahn. You could hear them 1 to 3 every single day right before our show on 98.7 ESPN. Bart, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, no.
Matata, man. Couldn't be better. I'm here, Brody. We all good.
There he is.
There you go.
You know how it is. We multitasking this dad time. I'm trying to season chicken, get the other one to take the trash down, get the other one to do the dishes. They're not used to working in tandem because they're used to the bait. They're used to the nannies and everybody come and clean the house. Now everybody else, they got to do some real damn work.
That's amazing, Bart. You're able to deal with your family, multitask, and answer a phone call from the Michael K. Show.
Well, I always got time for the K-Show. Y'all my peeps, man. Remember where it all began. Forget all this other stuff, the other company I worked for. Remember where it started.
That's right.
It started as a call-in. We all come from humble beginnings, man. Everybody can't get that hot 9-7 job like you got coming out the gates and be a high-priority free agent, you know what I'm saying, up in the sports world.
So
what's your initial take on Gronkowski going to the Bucs?
I mean, it just like most people probably assume, his body was hurting. What happens is you try and do other things in your life, and nothing gives you the satisfaction of playing football. And then the opportunity to kind of play and let your hair down with a coach that's going to provide a different type of atmosphere. I think everybody that plays in New England for a long time longs for the opportunity to be able to play and just have fun and come in an environment that the environment is fun and everybody's loose, because there are more than one way to win. Now, they've been successful in winning the way that they have over the years, but you heard what, Philadelphia, when they won, and you talk about, Long, Kyle Long, and talking about, not Kyle, I forget which one it is. There's so many of them.
Chris.
You know what I mean? But, Long, and what he said about, his experience in New England, and then the joy in which he had, just the environment and the looseness of playing, for Philadelphia. So I think this is an opportunity for Gronk to kind of go and be loosey-goosey and have fun. So I think even though he had a huge smile on his face, I don't think he was super excited about jumping off the top rope looking like a fake Nacho Man, Randy Savage.
So you don't think he comes back if Brady stays in New England?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. I mean, this is about him coming back and playing with his friend in a fun environment. Now, from a Tampa Bay standpoint, now you have some decisions to make, because I believe OJ, the juice man, is down there, and you also have Cameron Brate. So they have their two tight end sets. And if they're going to come and try and absorb that $10 million salary, I think, they're going to have to let somebody go, because they don't have a lot of cash to begin with. So, watch for either Cameron Brate, or I can doubt if it's going to be OJ the juice man, because he's the younger of the two, kind of being on the block, because you can't have a three tight end set, even though they have tremendous playmakers all around to kind of, be able to complement that. You really, when you go three tight end set, you're basically playing with one receiver. With what Godwin did last year and what Evans does, there's no way you're taking those guys off the field.
I'll tell you what, Bart, if you look at that offense, that might be one of the most weapon-heavy offenses that Tom Brady's ever played in.
Well, I think the one that was the most difficult, oddly enough, to stop was the one that had, Gronk, Hernandez, and Algie Crumpler, because that personnel package forces you to go heavy. And when you go heavy, they basically had two receivers playing tight end, which when you look at it, they will have three tight ends playing, receiver, so to speak, because OJ's not a great blocker, but we know Gronk is a tremendous inline blocker. And also, that Cameron Brate is a stout blocker. So it could pose a lot of questions, but they're not going to walk away from Godwin, who had a career year. They're not going to walk away from Evans, who's one of the top 10 receivers in the game. That just tells you exactly what they're going to do on the offensive side. They got to go left tackle now, because you can have all those great players. You put Gronk on the right side, he's going to be tremendous in the run game as well. That allows you to protect Tom Brady's backside and gives him the opportunity to process and go through all different types of reads, and giving him the opportunity to burp the baby. And now you have these tremendous receivers on the outside. I mean, I could see them, if they decide to stay with this whole package with the three tight ends, I can see them going with the personnel with no running back in the game and daring you to figure out what to do.
Wow.
All right, let's
What
shift it
does
over
burp
to
the baby mean? I'm sorry. I need help.
That's when you stand.
Well, burping the baby is when a quarterback has time to sit back in the pocket. He's he's weighing his options, so he's just patting the ball like burping a baby.
Yep, got it. Okay.
I know you got a dog. So
I'm slow, but I get it now. Got it. Okay.
And the Jets have a quarterback at Sam Darnold. Didn't have a lot of time to burp the baby. So at 11, are you going offensive
he dropped the baby.
line?
He dropped the baby and ran for high heavens.
So do you go offensive line even if Judy's there at 11?
You definitely go offensive line because you look at, the hardest thing to get in free agency, and it was rare that Conklin was out there. The hardest thing to get, especially in this league, is a tackle. And what's even harder than getting a great tackle is getting a great left tackle. And I feel like depending on what the Giants do, the Jets will have a tremendous opportunity to upgrade that position, which allows you to be able to evaluate Sam Darnold and see if he is the truth. He had a step back, be it the mono, be it the offensive line, that Baker Mayfield had, so they all had like a sophomore slump. This is an opportunity for him to be able to really solidify his position as a franchise quarterback. So if you go get the left tackle, you can get great receivers. As I've been breaking this draft down, you can get great receivers in the third round. I've never seen such a deep pool of receivers, and they got big ones, they got fast ones, they got slot guys, they got run after the catch guys. If you think about a guy like Ayuk, or he's a guy that reminds me of Quincy Enunwa. You think of a guy like Kament from Penn State. He gives you that little guy that can run after the catch. And if you look at Chase Poole, he gives you that Calvin Johnson frame 6'4", 240 vertical receiver. So it's just you can get whatever you want there. I think this is the deepest position there. We've seen some of the great receivers, whether it's Michael Thomas, whether it's AB. These guys come in the later rounds. You can find guys in the later rounds, but don't miss on the hardest position to pay and the hardest position to draft in the left tackle.
All right, so then the question about the Giants at 4, they're going to have their pick of any of the offensive linemen, the top 4, or Isaiah Simmons. Who would you go with?
There's no way I'm going with Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons, to me, is the jack of all trades and the master of none. You got to have a clear and decisive plan for a kid like that, because is he the best safety? No. Is he the best inside linebacker? I can argue that I'll pick 3 inside linebackers that play the pure linebacker position than I would before I pick Isaiah Simmons. Actually my favorite inside linebacker right now is Willie Gay from Mississippi. This guy's tremendous. He runs a 4.4 40, and he's one of these guys, man, that hits with bad intentions. Now, I don't think we have any concerns. It's been vetted. I know I've spent plenty of time talking with him.
Oh, no.
That was a misfired.
Sorry, Bart.
Cut. Sorry, Bart.
Okay. I thought. Okay. Well, I thought I was
cut off.
We got the Zoom stuff going on. I thought maybe we got Zoom bombed or something. But Willie Gay and also the kid Jordan Brooks, I believe, from Texas Tech. So whoever gets Isaiah Simmons has to identify him as a certain position. I think he can be elite safety in the Cam Chancellor mode, but if you get into this mode of thinking that he's an inside linebacker and you're going to move him all around, then he's not going to be able to master any of these positions and learn the minute details, because every position that you put him in, whether you want to rush him from the outside, you want to put him in the inside, or you want to put him at safety, he's going to have to – he can see 3 plays totally different depending on how he's lined up because what his keys are. So, it's great to be great at a lot of stuff, but you got to be – or good at a lot of stuff, but you got to be great at something in this league because everybody's good at something or they wouldn't be here.
Well, what I guess the big compliment I hear from him, and certainly what I loved in the 3-4, and I'm not comparing him to Lawrence Taylor, is that you could put him anywhere in the 3-4, and that the feeling seems to be in this modern NFL defenses, this is the player that jack of all trades is perfect for the way teams run defenses. You don't buy that in this day and age?
No, I do, but I wouldn't offer 5 different positions to this kid. You know what I mean? I think he can be a weapon, but you can get your offensive tackle. If I'm the Giants, you can get your offensive tackle. You can go to the second round, which is a high pick. And I know people are going to say, well, this guy goes to Southern Illinois, so that's why you like him. But if you look at Jeremy Chin, he offers you the exact same thing from a safety, come down and play your dime linebacker, and a tremendous blitzer, for a second-round draft pick, so you can get the best of both worlds. Now, this kid is actually 6'4" as well, just like Isaiah Simmons. He's 224, so that means if you need him to add on 7 more pounds. He's 230, so he's perfect for a will linebacker / safety, but he ran a 4.4 as well. So that's why Gettleman has to do his due diligence and go through the process and understand what's the best combinations of players I can get. Not just what's the best player I can get, because that first round you can get a great player, but you should be able to try and find a great player in the second round as well, and players that complement what Daniel Jones do, but also offers what you can get from a standpoint of being dominant in a 3-4. And I feel like you can get that from Jeremy Chin because he offers you the same things that Isaiah Simmons does, but he offers you that at a cheaper price in the second round.
We're talking with Bart Scott, one half of Bart and Hahn. You can hear them 1 to 3 right before our show every single Monday through Friday from 98.7 ESPN. So would you look at Tua Tagovailoa and say it's a huge gamble to take him because of the hip injury and they haven't been able to really look at him medically?
Yeah, but no risk, no reward. You know what I mean? You have to sometimes evaluate and see where you're picking. It depends on where you're picking and what your backup quarterback situation is. Do you have a guy in place like a Ryan Fitzpatrick, like a Tyrod Taylor, that if you miss, see, it's not the penalty that it used to be if you strike out on a quarterback. It used to be the quarterback came in, he was picked in the top 5, top 3. He was the highest paid player, arguably, in his position. It's the old Sam Bradford rule. When he came in, he became the highest paid player of the position. Now you can get out of these contracts relatively easy, not without being unscathed, but the talent is there. And you think even if he comes back and he gives you 4 great years, it gives you opportunity to build a team around him at a very cheap cost. That's how teams are winning now. Teams are winning because they're either, one, they have a franchise quarterback that's a force multiplier that can make up the holes like a Russell Wilson, like a Tom Brady, or you're going with a guy like Mahomes that, although he is a franchise quarterback, or you look at Carson Wentz, who on a rookie contract, it allows you to go out and get hired guns and put so many weapons around him that his chances of failing are low. It's all about risk management. So whoever's going to pick, Tua could get a great player, and maybe he's a great player for 10 years, or maybe he's a good player for 5 years. But if I'm a general manager, that's good for me because my life expectancy in the league, if I don't win, is probably about 3 to 4 years.
How much of a disadvantage are some of those late-round players by the way that they are doing the draft now, not getting a chance to talk to these guys, not having the pro days? Are there going to be some guys that are just going to miss the boat and not get drafted because of what's going on right now?
Yes, it's brutal, and I was one of those guys, right? I was the guy that got the invite, but teams were able to come out and come to my pro day and see what I was and see what I could be and put me on the board and talk to me. I look at these small schools of guys that didn't get invited to the combine. They're not going to have the opportunity to have an interview, to get an opportunity to even know that they exist. They're not going to get an opportunity to show how that they gain weight, to show that, hey, they play faster than what it looks like on film, to be able to put a time there. They can't put a 40 up. They can send videos and video chat. And, talking to Joe Douglas and talk to some other guys, just in talking, we feel that that's going to be the people that get left out. And without the XFL even being in existence, they don't even have a place to go prove themselves. Maybe the Canadian League to prove themselves, to try and show what they can do with elevated competition.
I'm curious, before we let you go, Bart, so it seems like Brady wanted no part of Belichick and Gronkowski wanted no part of Belichick. Would you have rather have been on a team and had a good time with a relaxed atmosphere, a good team, or would you rather have been miserable and win a Super Bowl with Belichick?
Miserable and win a Super Bowl with Belichick. But the thing is, all these guys have gotten that. So now it's like one of those things. Once you got your titles, now you can do what you want to do and have fun and try and go at both. Right? Both can be possible. You can have fun and win championships. I mean, just look at that 2000 Baltimore Ravens team. You saw Hard Knocks before the season started. They had a blast.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that underdog Philadelphia team. They had a blast. But when you've already gotten it, that's why you can look at Kevin Durant and he say, I got my titles, so now my resume is complete. I mean, is Brady really going to up his resume by going and win a Super Bowl with Tampa? It may take it up a point, but his legacy is already cemented. So now Grunk gets to go and act like a crazy person, have fun in a loose environment. If he wins, he wins, and if he doesn't, he's still a 3-time Super Bowl champion. He's still a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's still in the top 100. So now he's like, man, I can go actually have fun with my friend, and I know that we're going to be successful, and it's a team that possibly could win. I mean, That,
do you
to
think
me,
with
that checks all the boxes and those state taxes.
Do you think with guys like that, yeah, exactly, with the taxes, but do you think with guys like that, there's an excitement of like we can actually go down there and rule the roost? It'll be our team in a way that you just can't feel in New England because it's always Belichick's team?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I can actually show my personality off. I know Gronk always did, but I actually can say what I feel. I mean, Kay, you understand this. You get to a point when you age and you get to a certain age where you just ain't having it. You just ain't holding your tongue. You ain't got time to waste time. You tell people exactly how you feel. You're direct. You do what you want to do. I think Brady's at that point where I do what I want to do. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be demanding. I'm going to be a diva if I want to do that. If I want Gronkowski, even though you got 2 Pro Bowl tight ends, guess what, damn it? I want Gronkowski. And either you do it or this isn't going to go the way you want because you need me more than I need you. See, I thought it was maybe different. It was always hey, maybe I don't need you as much as I need you. Maybe I can get Jimmy G, or maybe I can get somebody else. Maybe it was questions there. But I think he wants to go there as well. And we've seen, listen, if anything The Last Dance has taught us is that being successful is about managing egos. It's usually somebody's pride and ego that gets in the way that wants more credit than what they deserve or they feel like they're not getting. Somebody feels slighted. And I feel like Brady feels like he's been slighted, and he feels like, Bill thought that he wasn't that important. Well, guess what, Bill? Go ahead and try and win with Jared Stidham. Good luck with that. And then guess what? If it doesn't go your way, because before me, you weren't winning no titles, right? Before me, you weren't having a success. Matter of fact, before me, your job was on the line. So how about let me prove to everybody and let me end the debate. Let me prove it to myself that I can go somewhere else and be successful. And Bill, you're later in age, so you only got a couple more swings at the apple. You can't afford another 10 years of not winning a title like you went between our first dynasty and then our second one. So then if I win, it proves no different from why Shaq left Kobe, right? Egos always get in the way.
I'm curious about one thing. You know everybody in the NFL. Are you friends with people that played for New England, and is it no fun whatsoever, Bart?
It is the worst thing ever. I know plenty of people. I can name Adelius Thomas, Marquise Cole. I can name names. I got receipts of people that I played with at other places. And Adelius won the Super Bowl with the Ravens. He went to New England, and he played well in the Super Bowl. They lost. He absolutely hated it.
Really? What's bad about it?
Well, it's miserable. It's no fun. Like, dude just berate you. I mean, they got conditioning afterwards. You know what I mean? You see, all you have to do is to see how a glimpse of what New England's like is look at all the rumblings if you hear the assistants that come and try and create that same environment other places. The only reason you can do that in that environment in New England is because the best player on the team buys in and allows you to do that. No different than how Tim Duncan and David Robinson allow Popovich to do that to them.
Well,
but
now
Kawhi Leonard was like, you ain't going to be talking to me like that. You know what? I'm out. Peace. How about that?
I'm curious what you think of Joe Judge then. I've made a big thing out of the fact that he will not say any player's name. He's trying to be Belichick without the trophy. So what do you think of something like that? What do the players think when the coach refuses to utter their name?
I mean, think he's a clown. He's an ass. Like, dude, who's you trying to prove? First of all, you have to prove yourself to us because we don't know nothing about you, bro. We don't even know if you qualified. I mean, we don't even know if you deserve our respect. You have to earn our respect. At least some of those other guys were coordinators that had success at doing certain things. So, like, at least they have a resume that we can know. We don't even know your resume.
So you guys do
ain't got one.
The players notice it. They want him to say Daniel Jones' name.
They're like, come on, man. Really, is this what we're going to do? Is this what we're going to spend our energy and our time on? You acting like you don't know that Saquon Barkley's going to be your starting running back.
Right.
Like, come on, man. Quit wasting our time, wasting time. Let's focus on the stuff we got to worry about like actually trying to win some games, build a team, learn an offense. Really? Who you think you are, Yoda? You playing Jedi mind trick? Man, kill yourself.
And listen, that's strong.
It's not literal, not literal.
But right, no, I understand that. But Bart, what would you? Obviously, what he's trying to do is he's trying to say that all players are created equal. But did you want that in the environment, or did you want the pecking order of, hey, there's a starter, there's a star, there's a leader, that's a guy that I want to get to that level? Or did you want to walk into a room believing that you were looked upon the same way as everybody else on the team?
Bro, don't lie to me. When keeping it real goes wrong. Brian Billick was, people don't understand how great Brian Billick was, right? He was this offensive genius that couldn't get an offense in Baltimore, but he still found a way to win. How did he find a way to win? Because he knew how to manage egos. First day, he tells you, listen, I'm going to teach all you guys fairly, none of you the same. because I'm lying to you, because we know life ain't fair. It's like me telling my kid they can be fair. You know, it's like my dad telling me that I could be president. Until Barack Obama, I would have told my dad he was full of, you know what? Like, don't listen. Be honest with me. We're grown men, right? And the great coaches understand that your future and my future are linked together. So listen, yeah, first I can fire you, but eventually, if I fire enough players, they're gonna come fire me. So listen, our success is intertwined. So I want you guys to understand that we're gonna create an environment of competition, accountability, and we're gonna keep it real. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. If you want to ask me why you ain't playing, because you suck, or if you want to ask me why you playing, it's because listen, this guy, I got to play this guy first. You know what I'm saying? And we got to see what he got. He's going to get more opportunities. That's like me coming to the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm a rookie, undrafted from Baltimore, and they're like, hey, man, this is an open competition between you and Ray Lewis. I'm like, you know what? I can't even do it. I can't even do it with this one. Because if y'all lie to me like that, you know, y'all lie to me and cut me. Like, I'm not even going to fall for that banana in the tailpipe. Deuces. I'd rather go somewhere else for somebody else to tell me the damn truth.
You'll get more of this brilliance when Bart and Mike Tannenbaum do the draft on Thursday right here on 98.7, and you can hear him every day from 1 to 3 with Alan Hahn right here on 98.7. So, Bart, we love you. Thank you for coming on, man.
Hey, man, appreciate it, man. You know, and congratulations on number one. You know what I'm saying? You're the win.
Thank you so much.
You guys are the win beneath our wings.
You and your family stay safe, man.
Buddy. Yeah, keep doing it, buddy.
No doubt. Have a great day.
All right, thank you. That's Bart Scott, and tomorrow we're going to have on Mike Tannenbaum at 5 o'clock, so the other half of Bart and Mike.